Morning. I know, I'm sitting here in my dressing gown, drawing away, still working on the dog. It's taking me ages. Anyway, I was just watching this video about art being over. And it really resonated because it's a lot of what I think about the world today. I mean, I sit here in my little bubble and I just witness a different world forming, a different way of being forming. It is like, not everybody, but there's a lot of people just suddenly waking up. And I don't even know how to describe it really. But anyway, the point is, I was watching this video and he was talking about art being over. And it made me think, because obviously at the market, that's exactly what I saw. The start of last year, people were buying things. By the end of it, they just weren't. They were being very, very, very fussy about what they bought. And my location coasters and prints, which normally did well with tourists, just didn't do well. I mean, I sold some, but nothing in comparison to like when the trailer was down there or even the start of last year. There were people in the market selling coasters with different images, and the thing is, people were only going to buy one. Theirs were cheaper than mine. That's where their money went. It happened so much. It's why I'm not at the market anymore. It became very obvious to me that my stuff wasn't going to sell there. It couldn't compete with others' prices. And after all, how many coasters do you need for your cup of tea, for goodness sake? So obviously I've changed direction. I'm working at home. I've bought the portraits back, which I'm loving, by the way, although I cannot quite believe how long this one has taken me. But anyway, another subject. And I've had conversations with people and fellow artists, and I've just said how I think in today's world, the whole concept of art has changed. AI is a thing. It's everywhere. It's come in at such a speed. I mean, when you think about it, I sometimes wonder, it's like I'll look back on my life and I can remember when internet first became a thing, and you like that beep, 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 or that noise that used to come with it when it was connecting, the dial-up tone. And I think how far we've come in a relatively short time. And I find it quite scary. I mean, AI has its place, don't get me wrong. It can be a really, really useful tool to help you understand something if you don't get it. Or what worries me is that you very quickly feel like you are talking to someone you know, like an actual friend. That potentially, I'll tell you what I see. And I could be completely wrong. And I'm sorry about this video. I'm just sitting here. There's no editing in this video, I'm afraid. And at the end of the day, nobody bloody sees it anyway. So apart from my few, hello you. So what the hell? I'm not sitting in my dressing gown because I'm lazy. I'm sitting in my dressing gown because it keeps me warm. So there we are. It feels like it's like the old days, the old smoking jacket. Not that I am that old or that I had a smoking jacket. Anyway. This is how I see it. I honestly think the world is going to shape into such a way that, I mean, my daughter's got Asperger's. Sorry, I'm flipping all over the place here. It's because I don't really know what this video is about. It just, the video I saw made me think. My daughter has Asperger's, and as a result of that, when she was younger, we spent a lot of time inside. Her social skills were poor. She got fearful of crowded places. Taking her shopping was a problem. She's come a long, long way since those days. But I experienced chunks of life. So, for example, school summer holidays. Yes, I'd still have to go out and get the shopping. Yes, I wouldn't literally stay in the whole time, but we spent a relatively large amount of time at home, in the garden, me and her, doing stuff. She used to love trampolining. I've had a taste of that disconnecting from society. And it's what I see makes me feel like how it felt back then. Does that make sense? AI becoming your friend, I can just see it leading to times when people aren't going to need people anymore, because they get the same adrenaline rush or chemical rush, whatever happens in your brain. I'm not a scientist, I don't know. Whatever it is that happens in your brain when you're talking to a friend, or people can get that at home talking to their phones or their computers. And I don't even know if this is a thing yet, but with the virtual reality, I mean, I've got a virtual reality headset thing. Well, I have this, my daughter's, and I do like things on there which help me keep fit. Actually, it's brilliant for that. But there is a virtual world on there where you can, it's a bit like the old PlayStation Home Network thing, where you can create an avatar and you can meet up with your friend in this world thing. I've done it once. My friend got one, and it was good. It was a bit of a giggle actually, but it was quite, fake, obviously. But it's going to be no time at all before you can put those headsets on and see your actual friend, and spend the day with them in bloody Italy if you want to, from the comfort of your own home, from sitting on the sofa. That's what's going to happen. I mean, unbelievable. I've been saying this for ages too. I was saying that I can honestly see a time where people aren't going to have relationships anymore, because there will be a time, and I don't know when it is, when you'll literally be able to order yourself a very lifelike robot that when you go out to work, you come home to. And the first thing they'll say when you come in the door is, do you want a cup of tea? And you'll be like, yes, please. And they'll sit on the bloody sofa and have a conversation with you. That's where AI is going to go, I think. Which blows my mind. Anyway, my point is, people are going to become more isolated. There's going to be no reason to leave your house except to go to work. But then could you work from home? I find it incredibly scary where the world is heading. And this video was saying, there was a bit in there that I've been trying to understand. Art, is it worth pursuing art? Do people even want it? Is there any point doing the art if no one's ever going to buy it? And he said in there that people are too busy scrolling their phones. They're not looking up. They're not looking at their walls. They're not having people round for dinner anymore, because they get home and they're almost addicted to the world that the internet provides in terms of the AI and so they don't need pictures on their wall to impress their friends, or they don't need their homes to be aesthetically pleasing to their own eye, because they're not looking at their walls anymore. And I'm not saying everyone's doing this, but is it as important as it once was? Is there now a real decline in how your home looks? I don't know. It's something I hadn't considered. Maybe that is one of the reasons why art is also fair. I mean, my feeling is that now you can just go on AI and ask it to print whatever the hell you want. I want a picture of blah, 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 blah. I mean, I've done, say my kingfisher. I'll say that. No, say my kingfisher picture. I can't show you it, but go on my website, have a look. Someone could literally type in, I want a picture of a vibrant kingfisher sitting on a branch, and I want the background to be blah, blah, blah. And it will come up with its own version of that, and then you can print it. And voila. You don't need an artist to do this stuff for you anymore, because AI technology does it. Now, I'm hoping there's a fewer people still out there that will resist that and would prefer to support the artist and have actual artist work on their walls rather than something printed from the computer. Because after all, AI, I assume, takes what's on the internet already and puts it together in its own little package. So AI probably takes artists' work from the likes of, like, my stuff's on Etsy, it's on my website, it's out there on the internet. Maybe that's what AI does. It takes pieces of everyone's art, which actually means the artist should get paid for it, in order to put it together. I don't know how it works. But yes, that is a concept I hadn't thought of, that people are so, and if they're not already, it's the direction they're going. They're so living in this technological, is that a word? This world of technology. And it would sort of make sense. You know, I mean, pubs and stuff, I haven't been busy now for, I don't go to pubs, but the local town, for example, it's becoming like a ghost town. There are still the few shops in there, but there's just as many shops that are shut. New shops open. They're shut within months because it hasn't worked. People are definitely buying online, which points to the fact that people are home more. Things have changed massively, massively so. And I just don't like the way it's going. It's like there's houses where I live now, it's becoming unrecognisable in such a short amount of time. I mean, it's just, I've been so naive all my life as to how lucky I've been to live here. But now there are so many houses. I cannot tell you, far more houses than what is needed, I'm sure. I mean, I know there's a need everywhere for housing, but the amount that seems to be going up is crazy to me. And once those houses are bought, there's going to be families living in them. And those families are going to become local to the area. And they're going to have children who are going to be local. And a big chunk of those children will stay here and then have families of their own. It's only ever going to get bigger now. And it just makes me want to run for the hills. I don't mind change. I don't mind people come in. I'm not saying that. I'm just not a particularly social person. But then I never have been. This is not new to me. I much prefer my own company and a very, I mean, I'm talking a handful, literally, of friends. Because I've never needed or felt like I need lots of people in my life. I can spend time on my own and be perfectly happy and content with that. And that's probably because I got an element of Asperger's about me as well. In fact, I know I definitely have. So I used to live in the country. There was only me and my neighbour and another 2 houses in our road, and I loved it. It was all fields. Just living on a small estate, I struggle with. And it's nothing against the actual people. I just don't like it. I don't like being where I've lived all my life over the last 5-10 years has just become more and more and more like a prison to me. That's how it feels. And I just would love nothing more than to be able to afford to just get out into the country and just live there quite happily and quite peacefully with my chickens. But the thing is, I've been saying that for a long time, and I am now recognising more and more and more people saying it. I mean, in terms of this country, I think people are absolutely fed up. We've got elections all the time. You get one party come in, they make all these promises, they don't keep them. Another party comes in, makes all these promises, don't keep them. Another party comes. Nothing ever changes. And I think people are sick of it. And I think more and more people want to go. I think they want to either go to the land or move to a different country. And what's interesting is there's now talk of these leaving taxes. And maybe it is because it's becoming a real thing. And the government are recognising that. So through fear of everyone going, which then means all their money going with them, maybe they are going to make it impossible for you to go anywhere. Or at least try to make it impossible. I don't know. I just see or feel something of an uprising, or whatever you want to call it, happening. And I said at the beginning of this year, it's why I started making those vlogs initially, is I just felt that this year was going to be quite an interesting year. And I don't know why I feel like it. I don't mean like in terms of my life. I just mean in general, there's a feeling in the air. I mean, am I the only one feeling it? I don't know. Maybe it's just this country. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. But it feels like something's happening. The video that I was watching, he was talking about how it's going to become a situation like the lifeboats. And in a minute, everyone's going to be rushing for those lifeboats. And that sort of made sense to me. But in terms of the art, obviously that is, of course, that's of interest for me. I like doing my art. I keep battling away at it. I'm refusing to give up on this little business of mine. I'm doing the pet portraits now. I'm going back to how things were when I started. I'm working like crazy on my website. I'm trying to get it all sorted, and that's taking me flipping ages and all. Because obviously my window is now my shop. It is now my market, and I need it sorted, and I need people coming to it because no one ever does. No one knows I exist in the world of sales as far as my website goes. So I'm working on that. But is it all going to be for nothing? It's very interesting. Is it in fact true that people are so engrossed in their TikToks? I don't go on TikTok. Their Snapchats, I definitely don't go on Snapchat. Their Instagrams, I don't go on Instagram. I've got a page, I should use it, I don't. I'm so private, it's ridiculous. I know I do my YouTube channel, it feels different to me. But Instagram, I just don't know what it is about Instagram and Facebook. I just don't like them. I put a post on Facebook at the beginning of the year and I just didn't like doing it. And I still haven't posted since, even though it got, people commented, people were, it's good for my business. I don't like it. And I resist it so much. But are people so engrossed in that? And that's also why they don't want art for their walls. It's a very interesting idea. How on earth what can you do about that? You can't force people. Have you just got to hang on in there and just hope that things go full circle and everything goes back to normal again eventually? But then that could take years. Very interesting. What are your thoughts on this beautiful, cold, what day is it today? Thursday. It's something I shall probably be pondering on as I try my best to finish this drawing, which is just taking me forever. But here we are. Can you see? I mean, she is a beauty. And she's a pleasure to draw. She's just taking me so long. Anyway, I just felt like having a little rant. And so I shared it with you. Would be interested in your thoughts though. I'm going to go now. Because like I say, got a lot of work to do. Alright, take care. See you soon.